Hey, my name's Nikki. Welcome to your 45-minute slow flow, focusing on opening our shoulders and our hips today. I recommend that you have some props. Two blocks or books work perfectly. This just allows you to bring the ground closer to you when needed. If we're doing a balance posture or a hip opener, just allows you a little bit more support. Oftentimes I find that my props can actually help me get deeper into poses, so I highly recommend using them throughout your practice. Also, make sure that you have some water. Anything else that you feel will benefit you in your practice, maybe a towel, a cup of tea, whatever you would like. So if you don't have everything to get started into your practice, just give this a pause, go grab all your things and come back to your mat. I'll be ready to practice with you when you come back. If you are ready to jump right into it, I'll start the practice facing the side of the mat, although I would like you to start your practice facing the front of your mat. I'm just wanting to start it this way so that I can really connect with you guys, facing you, breathing into the space, grounding together. So we'll start in a seated position, removing the fleshy bits from underneath your bum, really grounding your sit bones into your mat. Sit tall, stack your shoulders over your hips. Start to lengthen your inhales and exhales. Tune in and focus on your breath. Empty out your current breath. We'll start to inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4. Filling up deep into your belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding space between your inhales and exhales if you'd like. Holding at the top of your inhale for 1 to 2 counts. Exhaling, holding at the bottom of your breath for 1 to 2 counts. Option to make your exhales audible anytime you'd like. Exhaling through your mouth allows you to release excess heat through your body, allows your body to cool down. Focus in on your ujjayi breath, constricting your throat, pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth, to the back of your throat. Hear that ocean wave sound as you exhale. Place your left hand to your right knee. Right hand comes behind you, acting as a second spine. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist. Come back through center. Find your twist on the other side. Also, please know that I am just your guide for this practice. If something I say doesn't resonate with you, feel free to skip it, change it up. This is your practice. Come back through center. Place your right hand on your mat just outside your right knee. Reach your right hand high to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, fold over towards the right side, keeping length through your side body. Continue to breathe deep into your belly. On your exhale, let it go. Reach your right hand up high to the sky, left hand plants. Reach, find length, fold over towards the left. Move back through center. Tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over top of your wrists. Spread your fingertips wide. Hips over your knees. This is your neutral tabletop position. As you inhale, gaze comes towards the ceiling. Exhale, press the ground away from you, rounding through your spine. Move through 3 rounds of cat and cow with your own breath. Inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, round your back, press the ground away from you. Move slow, move controlled. Meet in your neutral tabletop. Maybe you sway your hips side to side. Find any organic movements that serve you. Warming up our wrists, flip your palms so that you're on the back of your hands, your fingers are facing your thighs. Create gentle circles. One direction. Switch. Other direction. Neutral tabletop position. Flip your hands back. Tuck your toes. Sit your bum back onto your heels. Feel this deep stretch into your feet. Sit tall. Reach your arms out in front. Roll your wrists one direction. Switch. Hands come back to your thigh. Roll your neck one way. Nice and slow, maybe lingering in a juicy spot. Switch directions. Tabletop. Keep your toes tucked, spread your fingertips wide, press into the heels of your palm, downward facing dog. In your down dog, you're strong through your shoulders, pressing the ground away from you. Tuck your tailbone, try to press your heels into the earth. Pedal through your dog, maybe bend one knee, then the other. Walk your toes together to touch. Inhale, right leg comes high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend into your knee, open your hip while keeping your shoulders squared to the top of your mat. Fire hydrant. Place your right foot back onto your mat. Shimmy your hips if you'd like. Bend one knee, then the other. My AirPods just hate staying in. Right leg lifts high to the sky. Bend into your knee, open your hip. Keep your shoulders square to the top of your mat. Exhale, left foot meets your mat. Come back onto the right side, right leg lifts, bend into your knee, open your hip up towards the right side of your mat. Exhale, back down to your mat, one more, left side, left leg lifts, bend into your left knee, open your hip. Plant your foot back down. Look to the top of your mat, rise onto your tippy toes, step to the top of your mat, find forward fold. Allow your head to hang heavy. Keep a bend in your knees if you need. Sway your body side to side. Inhale, halfway lift. Press into your shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up high to the sky. Catch your prayer over your head. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find your high plank. Hold here for a breath, squeeze. Drop onto your knees, lower through your low plank. Keep your elbows into your sides, only lower as far as you can without compromising your back. Up dog or cobra. If you're on your knees, you'll find cobra. If you're on your toes, you'll find up dog. If you're in up dog, you'll press your toes into your mat, staying here, engage into your glutes, your thighs. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. We'll move through 2 rounds of those at your own pace. This next one I will flow through with you, and the last one you'll flow through on your own. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, rise onto your tippy toes, step to the top, forward fold. Shake it out, bend in one knee then the other. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, catch your prayer overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Lower through low plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Take a breath, bend in one knee, then the other. This one you'll flow through on your own, whenever you feel ready with your own breath. Meet in your downward facing dog when you're ready. Pedal through your feet. Lift your right leg high to the sky, bend into your knee, open your hip towards the right side of your mat. Step your right foot to the top of your mat, find a low lunge. Land onto your left knee, stack your shoulders over your hips, hands rise up towards the sky. This is a great place to have your blocks. If you need, you can put them onto the ground, rest your hands, or you can continue to reach up into the sky. Turn your pinkies facing in. Half splits. So if you have long legs like me, you'll have to adjust, stretch your right leg forward, keep your hips stacked over your knee, sit back. Ooh, sit back, half splits. Half splits is a great pose to use props to bring the earth closer to you. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. This allows you to keep your hips facing the top of your mat. Walk your hands over to the right side, twisting your torso. Come back through center. Walk your hands over towards the left. Come back through center. Place your blocks or your books, props off to the side. Come back into your low lunge. Again, front knee is over your front ankle. Breathe. Plant your hands on the ground, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, press into runner's lunge. Stay here, one breath. Walk your hands to the center of your mat, facing the left side of your mat. Find your wide-legged forward fold. Shift your hips. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Find your lizard lunge. So your hands, both of your hands are on the inside of your left foot. Your left foot is to the edge of your mat. Stay tall on your back toes. Active lizard. Drop your back knee, stay in your lizard, but allow yourself to come into this a little bit deeper. So you can roll out onto the knife edge of your foot, not collapsing into your ankle. Option to place blocks under your chest if you'd like. You can drop onto your forearms if it's there for you. Or option to reach for the bind. So if you're reaching for the bind, you'll take your left hand, reach back, bend into your back foot. This is a nice shoulder opener as well as a quad stretch hip opener. Release. Find your lizard lunge. Press into your back toes, lift your back knee. Step to the top of your mat, find yogi squat. It's okay if you can't get as deep into your squat as you normally would. We're not fully there for opening up our hips. You can also place blocks under your bum, bring the ground closer to you. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, press into your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, catch your prayer. Swan dive forward. Plant your hands, step back. Optional vinyasa. Once you flow through your cobra or your up dog, stay there. Take in the pose. Don't rush that moment. Again, press the ground away from you, strong through your shoulders. Toes together to touch. Left leg lifts high to the sky. Bend into your knee, open your hip. Step your left foot to the top of your mat, a low lunge. Shoulder blades down your back, relax your body. Grab a hold of your blocks or your books. Move into half splits. So again, if you have long legs, you'll have to shift your left leg forward. If you don't, and you can just sit back and have your hips stacked, that's perfect. Either way is perfect. Pull back your left hip. It's almost as if you're dragging your left foot on the floor. And then push your right hip forward. Come back to inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4. Walk your hands over to the left side of your left leg. Twisting your torso. Come back through center. Walk your hands over towards the right side. Center, remove your blocks or your books, put them off to the side. Come forward into your low lunge. Keep your core on, knit your ribs to your hips here. Plant your hands, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, runner's lunge. Face the right side of your mat, your wide-legged forward folds. Again, bend in one knee, then the other. Shift your hips. Walk your hands back to the top of your mat, lizard lunge. Both of your hands are to the inside of your right foot. Your right foot is on the edge of your mat. Take a few breaths here. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes. Option to get deeper into your lizard, opening up onto the knife edge of your foot. Again, remembering that you can place your blocks under your forehead or your chest, come onto your forearms, or take the bind. Notice how this side feels compared to the last. Acknowledge that our bodies are not symmetrical. One side might feel more open than the other, and that's okay. Tuck your back toes. Press into your back foot. Inhale into your yogi squat. So in your yogi squat, you want to think of someone pulling a string off the top of your head. So the goal here is to have a nice long spine, not concaving through our chest. Use your elbows to press into your knees. Exhale, forward folds. Heel toe your feet together. Gorilla pose. So put your hands underneath your feet. Press your toes into your palms. The balls of your feet into your palms. Take as much bend into your knees as you need to feel this. Let go of your expectations of this pose. Just be happy with where you're at, where you landed. Audible exhales. Remove your hands from underneath your feet. Find your forward fold. Sway side to side. Press your hands into your mat. Step back, high plank. Again, option to vinyasa. Lower through, low plank. Up dog or cobra. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Pedal it through. Maybe you grab water, take a sip of your tea, whatever it is. On your next inhale, come high onto your tippy toes. Press the ground away from you. Exhale, drop your heels into your mat. 2 more just like that. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Exhale your heels. Fill up deep into your belly. Let it go. Heels drop into your mat. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Find your forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Slowly start to raise yourself up, stacking vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Head comes up last, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, catch your prayer. Prayer comes through center. Hands come to your side, Tadasana. Step your right foot up your mat halfway, pyramid pose. So see what feels right here. Make sure that your hips are square to the top of your mat. I find that opening my left leg up to a 45-degree angle is it feels right for me. Some people I know having their hips straight on works for them. Play around with this, see what variation works for you. So keeping your hips square to the top of your mat. Micro bend in your knees, make sure not to hyperextend. Start to hinge forward. Keep a flat back, strong core. Another great pose for blocks or props to bring the ground closer to you. Similar to how we were in our half split where we pulled our one hip back and the other one forward, we're going to do the same thing here. So pulling back your right hip, feeling as if you're dragging your right foot back, and then press your left hip forward. Allow your head to hang heavy. If you don't have blocks or props but you're not able to reach the ground, you can always rest your hands onto your shin. Just make sure not to hyperextend into your knee. Two more breaths. Remove your blocks or your props. Bring your left hand to the outside of your left leg. Reach your right hand up high to the sky. Revolved pyramid. Just being content with where you land. If you land here, that's okay. If you can reach your hand all the way up, that's awesome. Wherever you're at today is exactly where you need to be. Release, come back through center. Raise yourself up. Step your left foot forward, finding pyramid on the opposite side. Again, play around with what feels right here. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Folding, keep a flat back, core engaged. Head drops down, hangs heavy. Remove your blocks or props. Right hand comes to the outside of your left leg. Reach your left hand high to the sky, opening up as much as you can. Not forcing yourself, just landing at where you're at. At where you're at. Lovely English. Just landing where you are today. Release back through center. Right foot meets left, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Drop onto your knees, find tabletop. Move through 2 rounds of cat and cow. Tuck your toes, press back into your downward facing dog. Again, pedaling through whatever feels good. Inhale, right leg high to the sky, bending your knee, open your hip. Step your right foot to the top of your mat, find crescent lunge. Arms reach up to the sky, pinkies face inward, shoulder blades down your back. Core is engaged. Open your arms up into a cactus shape. Pulling your shoulders back, opening up your chest. We're gonna flow through, reaching up high into the sky. Inhale, exhale, find cactus. Your lower body stays exactly where it is. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus, open your chest. With every exhale, can you open up a little more? One more. hands come to prayer. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Twisted crescent lunge. Inhale, come up, spread your fingertips wide, shoulders stack over your hips, keep your core engaged. Open up, windmill your arms, warrior two. So your back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Right foot front, right foot front knee is stacked over right ankle. Look beyond your fingertips. Take the bend out of your front knee, but don't hyperextend. And then reach as far as you can to the top of your mat. And then find your Trikonasana triangle pose. Again, you can place a block under your right hand, or your right hand can come into your shin. Keep that micro bend in your front knee. Core engaged. Frame your front foot, pivot your back foot, standing splits. I recommend here that you use blocks. Press into the ground. Come onto the ball of your foot. Put most of your weight in your ball of your foot or your toes, and then lift your back foot high. Keep your hips square to your mat. Breathe here. Exhale your left knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around, stand tall, staying on your right foot. Breathe through it, I know, it's a lot. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee. Left hand extends to the back of your mat. Open your chest. Whew. Come back through center. Let it go, shake it out. Whew. Balance always cramps my feet. All right, forward fold, let it go. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Lower through low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Tuck your back toes. Press into your hands. Bending in your knees. Again, move at your own pace. If you find that my cueing is a little too fast, just move with your breath. Left leg comes high to the sky. Open your hips up towards the left side. Plant your left foot to the top of your mat. Crescent lunge. Holy moly. The AirPods just don't want to be in. Oh. Reach your hands high. All right, we're going to move through that flow again. So inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Again, with every exhale, you open your chest a little bit more. One more. Hands come to heart center. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Press into your prayer. Keep your hands at heart center. Engage your core. Lift your torso. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Open your hands. Reach. Opening your chest. Windmill your arms, warrior two. Back foot's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Front knee is over your front ankle. take the bend out of your front leg, reach your left hand forward, and then drop open up into triangle pose. Again, blocks can be placed under your bottom hand. This top hand can also rest onto your hip if reaching it up into the sky is too much. That's always an option. Frame your front foot, pivot your back foot, grab your blocks or your books, standing splits. Again, shift majority of your weight into the ball of your foot, your toes, keeping most of your weight out of your heel. This allows you to lift your back foot a little bit higher. Really use your strength, open your hips, stretch your hamstrings. One more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your chest. Wrap your arms around your right knee, hug your knee into your chest. Rising up. Left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Opposite arm reaches back. Move back through center. Release Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, catch your prayer, little back bend. Exhale, let your arms go. Inhale, reach up. This time, catch your left wrist with your right hand, extend high up into the sky, and then reach over towards the right side. Send your left hips to the left side of your mat. Back through center. Release. Inhale, catch your right wrist. High to the sky, then reach over towards the left. Back through center, release. One more through center. This time, don't catch your prayer, just a little back bend. Exhale, let it go. Forward folds. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Lower onto your knees and then lower onto your belly, nice and slow. Stay facing the top of your mat. I'm just gonna flip around to the other side so I can keep track of the time on the timer I've set up over here. So you'll be on your belly, foreheads into your mat. Walk your hands about 6 to 7 inches off the edge of each side of your mat. Your elbows have a bend in them pointing towards the ceiling. As you inhale, lift, press into your fingertips, lift your chest, your head comes up last. Exhale, drop your left shoulder. Gaze comes over towards the right. Inhale through center, head comes up last. Exhale, right shoulder meets your mat. Moving through 4 rounds at your own pace. When you're done, stack your forearms on top of one another. Rest your forehead on your stacked forearms. Release your glutes. Release any tension in your jaw. One more breath. Sphinx pose. Press your forearms into your mat. This can be a lot of pressure for people in their lower spine, so just be mindful if this pose isn't sitting right with you. You can just continue to move through those shoulder openers that we were just doing, or you can try walking your hands closer to the top of your mat. The further out you have your hands, the lower or the smaller that bend is going to be in your low back, so you're not going to feel as much pressure. So I encourage you to try Sphinx here, and then if that doesn't feel right, walk your hands out. If that still doesn't feel right, come back into the shoulder opener that we were just in. Again, continue to relax your glutes. Unclench your jaw, relax your forehead. Release onto your mat. Press your hands into your mat. Come into your tabletop position. One round of cat and cow. Inhale, gaze comes towards the ceiling. Exhale, press the ground away from you. Find your seated position. Seated forward fold. Remove the fleshy bits from under your bum. Come onto your sit bones. Flex into your feet, sit tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Being mindful to lead with your belly button, chest, and then your chin. Never reaching in this pose, but letting your arms land where you're at today. So if you have your hands and you reach forward and they land onto your shins, that's where you are, and that's okay. You can bend into your knees. You can place props underneath your knees. If you need to, you can do a wide-legged forward fold if that's sitting with you a little bit better today. Starting to slow our practice down. One more breath. Let it go. Come back through seated. Cross your legs. Find your easy seat again. Just moving through those twists that we took at the beginning of our practice. So your left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Right hand comes behind you, acting as a second spine. Compare how it feels to be in this pose now compared to at the beginning of your practice. Can you twist a little deeper? What can you let go of? Release, come back through center. Right hand to the outside of your left knee, twist. With every exhale, twist a little deeper. Come back through center. Make your way onto your back, taking any final movements or poses that feel right. And then when you're ready, land in your final Shavasana, taking up as much space as you'd like on your mat. Feet come to each bottom corner of your mat, hands out to the side. Again, if you're not ready to land here yet, maybe you take a happy baby, dead bug, whatever it is that's serving you, that's calling to you before closing your practice today. I back in a few moments. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, waking yourself back up, bringing yourself back to this space. If you have the time to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer, I encourage you to stay here, continue to tune in. We'll close practice in our Shavasana today. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. Empty out your current breath. Inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Think of one thing you're grateful for. Inhale just like that for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. Think of one thing you're proud of yourself for. Last breath together. Inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Think of one thing you dream of. Thank you so much for showing up on your mat today, for sharing, allowing me to share space with you, hold space for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your